It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all for joining me today. Been a while, man. I didn't want to test that live stream in Sycamore Island. It wasn't too good. I want to say thank you to the NTZ crew. I see y'all here, Jacob Tanjay and Michael Beecher Life. It's the panel today. I welcomed a couple of people. I don't know if they're going to show up or not. I hope they do. Fred, I wanted to kind of get caught up with him to see how he's been doing. He was here in the Philippines. I think he's back home now. Also, I want to welcome all my viewers who will be watching this on replay and all the new viewers and subscribers who are catching the live stream today. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. You know, I always start out with the peso is 58.83, which is still phenomenal. I mean, I really love it, man. You know, whenever it's over 50, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Because I've been here when it was as low as 41. You know that they had a plane crash here in the Philippines that Korean Airlines, KE631, I rode that route plenty times coming from Chicago. No one was injured, but I bet you they scared them shitless because they overshot the runway with some bad weather. They tried to land a couple of times. On the third time, they overshot the runway. And luckily, nobody was hurt. Those are the type of flights I hate, especially when you're coming in to land, then you got to circle around and do it again. Imagine doing that 3 times, and the third time they ran off the runway. But yeah, I rode that route plenty times. And I just want to send our thoughts out to those people on there and their families, man. They put them up in a hotel. I don't know what that's all about. Hey, what's going on, W Secrets to Success? Yes, good to be back. I still haven't made it down to Mindanao yet, man. The weather's been bad. I'm going to tell you something. Even though I'm only 4.5 hours from Dumaguete, the weather pattern's totally different. Excuse me. In Dumaguete, it's been raining on nonstop, really. And coming back from Siquijor, we had to catch that early ferry, man. It was a rocky ride. I mean, Maryland was scared to death. I mean, it was like this for a little while. But I'm eventually going to get down there because it's some really nice places I wanted to see. A guy asked me, he said, hey, why did you put that video about the waves crashing the beach? You know, just sometimes I need that myself to go to sleep at night sometimes. I wish I would have been able to make a longer video of it. Hey, Darren Cooper, what's going on? Darren Cooper joined the Bald Man's Club officially. I believe it was Saturday. He said his girlfriend, his wife doesn't like it, and she'll get used to it. Marilyn didn't like my bald head at first. She loves it now. What's up? Don't make me roll out of it. Yeah, I'm just glad that nobody get hurt on that plane, man. It would have been a disaster. T. Teller says Fred coming back on the panel tonight. I sent him the link. I don't know, if he is or not. He was here. He spent, as a matter of fact, Darren Cooper met him, and Cornelius Mack. They rode up there to meet Fred in Subic Bay and Angleys City. They sent me some pictures from the VA. Man, the food looked really good there. And then they went somewhere else where, believe it or not, it must have been on base because everything was in American dollars, the prices. What's up, Sam Champion? Said, good morning, Cal. Good evening to the NTZ and the Sunshine Shoulders crew. Wife is finally back from the Philippines after a 2-month visit. Wow. Yeah, that's nice. What's up, Timmy? Right, I got you down here too. He said he wanted to talk about some natural supplements for male sexual health. We'll talk about that a little bit today. I had a subscriber. I guess since I quit promoting his products, he doesn't follow me anymore, but he's in Singapore and he has some pretty good natural supplements. Remember John took one. I took one to what's it called? Tuxedo was one. He sent me like 3 different things. They worked too good, to be honest with you. But I didn't want to promote that on my show and get in trouble. And, whenever you're dealing with any type of supplements and medications, man, people react to them differently. And I didn't want to be somebody to promote it and then something go wrong. So I just took it myself and told him I would give him a review, and I did. I took 2 of the 3. The third one I didn't take. Maryland didn't want me to take it. The Ghost of Pennsylvania 11 said, what's with this rival card? Philippines is always the last country to get back on its feet, and they wonder why they have a hard time getting foreign investors. Well, it's really just the same as the Health Pass. They want basically the same information. It's nothing, guys, to panic over. You just go there, you upload your information, basically your vaccination information and like that, and an ID and your arrival dates, departure dates, just general information. It's nothing to panic about. The more we talk about it, the more confused people get. That's why I don't really want to talk about it. Because it's really simple, guys. There's nothing to be, you go on there. Even the Health Pass, I wish they would have kept that because it had gotten, they had ironed out all the kinks. When I came back from Thailand, man, the minute I filled it out, boom, they gave me my QR code right there. Falcon Taki says, thank God no one was killed. I hope no one was seriously hurt. They said there was no injuries, but I'm pretty sure mentally it was. I rode that plane many times that route. It's usually just a simple flight, about 4.5 hours. But whenever that rain, it's the rainy season now. I told you the weather's been bad. That's why I didn't go down to Mindanao. As Dave said, I've been enjoying your channel, brother. Do you have a video that explains how to deal with staying in the Philippines past your visa? What do you mean past your visa? You mean extending? Is that what you're saying, Dave? Because, okay, you come in, with your passport and your credentials, of course. You get 30 days. Now, before your 30 days is up, you can extend. Initially 29 days. You have to go just to the local, to the local Bureau of Immigration office in your area. There's going to be one somewhere around. But sometimes you have to go, one guy, he's 2 hours away. It just depends. I'm 2 hours away in Bacolod. You get 29 days. Then after that, you go back, you can get 1, 2, or 6 month extensions. Of course, you got to pay the fee, and you can extend up to 36 consecutive months for a non-immigrant. If you're coming from a non-immigrant country like the United States. So yeah, if you're saying pass your visa, if you didn't extend, I would go as soon as possible, man. They don't play that. You're gonna have to pay a fine. Hopefully they won't blacklist you or anything like that. But yeah, you want to do that as soon as possible. Because they charge you a certain amount of time. You could file, if you're way past, I would file for something called a motion for reconsideration. It just depends on what your circumstances are. WC Success says, also I heard on another channel, OG Fred was feeling well, but that was about a few weeks ago. Yeah, he's feeling good. When he came to the Philippines, he visited them because they're up by where he lives. Oh, he can't say he wasn't feeling good. Oh, okay, maybe he ate something over here, or maybe the travel, I don't know. Phil Stevens said that E-Pass is about as complicated as booking an online flight. Yeah, it's fairly easy. Yes, sir. So you're saying you overstayed your 30 days? Is that what you're saying, Dave? Well, there's not going to be any 100% back to normal. There's no going to be any normal anymore. The pandemic is here. He said, I'll just be saving money to then I'll take my New Year vacation in Thailand for the time being. Yeah, that's a good idea. But the thing is, what's your booby? I don't want that. What is that? Candy? Whoa. No, I don't want it. But yeah, there's no back to normal, guys. Pumpkin's Philippine experiences. I had a lot of sketchy landings in Markham, especially in the rain with bigger international planes and short runways. I didn't even know they had a short runway there, but I know it was bad weather, man. And when you're dealing with that rain, and it comes down in buckets sometimes around this time. When we left to go to catch the ferry in Sikihor, man, it was raining so hard, and I was thinking maybe they would delay the boat, but it stopped, but it made the ocean a little choppy. Yeah, he said, Glenn Emmanuel said, hope you had fun in Dumageddon. We did, but we went on to Sikihor. We stayed in, how much was it? Huh? Cement. You want me to open this? Hold on. Yeah, we're getting here a piece of plumbing fixed today, a pipe leaking. It's our 1 year anniversary this month, and little things are going wrong. Eat it. Go out of here. Get booby. Hey, Papa Kiko, how was that mascara festival? I saw all the big celebrities there. Oh, okay. JLH3 says, hey, Brother Cal. Good morning. Thank you for inviting me to the chat. He said, what price range are the majority of condo rentals out there? Usually somewhere between $400 and $600 in Cebu, I know. Now, one of my subscribers, he's on the panel. He said he's paying $400 per month right across from Rizal Park, right on Rojas Boulevard, Manila, which is a great location. He said that includes everything, the condo fees, the utilities. So yeah, wow. Hey, Tone Story says, greetings, Brother Cal and panel. I'm landing in Manila this Thursday for 30 days. How much should I initially exchange at the airport? And should I get a SIM card with the new rules, laid back trip? Well, just get enough for the taxi and maybe something to eat. So maybe I'm going to say, I say $50 because maybe even, I would say at least $50 because they're busting heads at the airport right now. The new rules haven't been into effect yet. So what you want to do, just go to the local sorry store or somewhere in the mall and go ahead and get your SIM card. But yeah, I wouldn't do a whole lot of money. I'd get enough for the taxi or the Grab and something to eat. Okay, Pumpkin Joe said my cell phone died yesterday. Didn't realize until then how few choices the Philippines has for quality phones. Yeah, and they're expensive. That's a fact. This little Oppo I got, believe it or not, I paid $500 for this thing. Falcon Taki said, "Hey Cal, what's up? Hi to your family. Keeping your boots on the ground is the only way to ensure everything is clear. I'm on my way back there to my family." Yeah, especially guys, if you're going to invest in a property or something, don't do that ahead of time. It never works out good. If you're going to build a house over here, wait until you get over here. I don't care how long it's going to be. Don't send money over here and let her handle that. You're asking for trouble, man. Don't do it. You know, one thing we got to learn how to do is to slow down and take it easy. Nobody's in a hurry over here. Every single person that I've ever seen that did that, it never turns out well. Just wait until you get over here before you start buying land and building houses. You want to be on site to make sure everything's going well. You don't want her to do it because I'm going to tell you, man, Filipinos especially, they're bashful to do anything. Okay, the guy, the next door neighbor who's fixing that little piece of plumbing, the little pipe out here that's leaking, she's afraid to ask him how much he's going to charge. Not only that, he shouldn't charge nothing because he's had his electricity plugged into mine for the last 2 months. She won't even say nothing about that. So, you know, if they don't say anything about little stuff like that, they're not going to say anything about a major construction job or something going wrong. So, yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to be boots on the ground here. Hey, John K said, "Hey, Cal, we missed you last week. Been busy as we had 4 surprise visitors come from Australia." Wow. Glad to see you have internet now, John and Jessup. Yeah, thank you, John. I had it, but the problem was it wasn't good enough. And I don't like all that going in and out and where I'm stopping and all of that. I want to thank y'all for coming on the live stream when you did. I haven't had time to check Jessa's channel. Did she get a bump from that interview? I hope she did. Hey, Camilla Cookie said, "Hey, Cal, my wife and I are here in the fields, family. How are you and family?" I mean, we're doing well now. Me and Marilyn, we just got back home from Dumaguete on Monday. Now on Thursday, we got to leave to go to Cebu. I'm not complaining. One of my subscribers rented this fancy place, and he invited us for a couple of nights. We're going to go down there. But I never complain over here. This is Shelby and Wendy. Now, are you in Luzon somewhere? James Hoskins says, "I'm having trouble with getting there in the Philippines." What's the trouble you having? Will Sutton says, "Hey, Cal, do you physically have to go to the immigration office or just pay that company to handle everything for you?" Either way, you got to either go physically to their office or the immigration office. And a lot of times, JRC and Dumaguete, they're right next door. I mean, I wouldn't even call it next door, but it is. They're connected to the immigration. They just walk out of their door and walk into immigration. But yeah, if you got to extend, you got to go to the immigration. They just, charge you 1,000 pesos, which for some people you say it's too much. But for me to do an extension, man, it's worth it. Because, you don't have to sit there and stand in line. You don't do anything. And they don't stand in line either. They've got the hookup. They just go right in there, give you your stuff, and they'll tell you come back the next day, which all we do is rent either Heidi's cabin in Dumagetti or the Tip Top Hotel and just make a day of it in Dumagetti. Timothy Bright said, "What's the coolest weather you remain? What's the coolest weather you remain the winter and maybe what month?" There's no winter over here. It's either hot and wet or hot and dry. But usually somewhere around, I'm going to say November to February, you get a lot of overcast like we got today. You see, it's overcast. You can tell. The sun's not beating your brains out, but it comes out every day. But I would say somewhere between November and February. March starts the summer here. May is the hottest month, where the humidity is 70, it's 100. You're sticky, you're sweaty. Tall Barber said, "Good morning, Cal. I enjoyed your last video. Did you recover from them steps, brother? That looked tough." Man, I was out of breath. Believe it or not, my legs wasn't hurting. The guy asked me that, but I was out of breath. Yeah, it's just a straight up 135 steps. But it's a nice place down there. It's cooler there. It's got a breeze because you're literally, I guess that's about 10 stories down is what that is from the main road. See, that's just like a natural wonder that you're way underground like that, and you have that falls. I can't pronounce it, but I was trying to focus in on that woman in that skin tone bikini. Turned out that was a lady boy. I didn't know it. The guy told us later. He said, "Yeah." He said, "What do you think about that lady over there? And with that bikini?" I was like, "Yeah, she's nice looking." He said, "Well, she's wearing that bikini because she's a lady boy. Because Philippines, they're still kind of conservative. You see more two pieces now than you ever did before, but hers was pretty skimpy." He said, "Because that's a lady boy," but I couldn't tell. The hormones must really be working. Hey, Kiss, keep it simple. Survivors, and good morning. Dave says, "Cal, isn't hotels better than Airbnb? What about the no-go zones in the Philippines?" Well, it just depends on what you want. We like to cook our own food. Now, sometimes you're going to get an Airbnb that's like a hotel room. That's why you got to read the reviews, read the amenities. If it has a kitchen, I would say go for it. Because that's one of the complaints we had. Anytime we have to stay somewhere else, it's always the food. And if you get an Airbnb with a kitchen, you can cook your own food, season it the way you want. Because a lot of the food on Siquijor Island had no flavor to it, except for that Dolce Amore Italian restaurant. And, I can't eat Italian every single day. I have to have a taste for it. But the rest are we love mozzarella sticks. They don't season the breading. The chicken, the breading wasn't seasoned. And I'm like, that's the only reason why I don't like the hotel. Because you can't cook. You have to eat out. There's no option. But it just depends on what you want. People have nice stuff, so you might as well take advantage of it. Heidi's Cabin is a great place in Dumagetti. I wouldn't take a hotel over that. I don't care what type of hotel it is. They've got one, the Bethel. It's right on the boulevard. But you're going to pay double the price. W Secret Success says, "Would it be better to get a cheap cell phone versus SIM card for iPhone users?" No, a SIM card is cheap. A SIM card is only like 30 pesos or something. And then they're going to give you some data with that. I forget how much a SIM card is. It's been so long since I bought one, but yeah, it's cheap, the SIM card. And you're only going to be able to use that SIM card for that iPhone if it's unlocked. See, if it's locked, you can't use it. So you have to buy a cheap phone. What's going on, Mike? Geechee Line, yeah, he says, I've gotten my dessert and ready for today's session. Imperial Brown and Geechee Line music in the house. Yeah, he's got a new song out. What's the name of that song? Hung Up on My Baby or something? This guy's go check him out online. Hung Up on My Baby. Phil Stevens said, Pumpkin Joe, you can order a phone from Amazon. Now they deliver to Philippines anything over $25 free shipping. Wow. Really? I'm going to have to do that then because I've got a order on hold. When did they do the free shipping? Because, hell, the shipping was damn near as much as the merchandise. Yeah, see, he says, LOL, agree with the shiners. My wife wouldn't even take a picture of Calvin. Yeah. See, you don't, man, I'm going to tell you, that would drive you crazy over here. So you have to be over here when any major decisions or something like that. Because there's a lady that owes her 10,000 pesos. She's afraid to ask for it. And the lady owns a business, you know, and she hit me with it when I came back from, when I met her in Manila, I came back from Thailand. And some ladies texting, asking her for 10,000, knowing she don't have it. So it's me, really. It's my money. But I didn't, you know, because I know Merlin it's one of her clients. She has a special connection with these people. So I said, okay, here. You know, the lady owns a business. It's pretty successful. But that was June. Here it is October. Turning into November. The lady won't pay us, man. So, you know, I told Merlin don't ask her for it anymore because, you know, it's not worth the trouble. Pop Kiko says the mascara was an incredible experience for me, like the Mardi Gras. Saw Marcos from a distance in the New East era. I saw him on TV. He was there. Everybody was there. We missed it. We wanted to go. I'm definitely going to be in Cebu for the Sinulu. I won't miss that. Kakauchi says, have you have issues with accounts that require two-factor identifications? You get a Philippine phone number, it won't work. Well, if you get that VPN, it'll work. Because I've got a Filipino phone. This is a Filipino phone. And a lot of times I can't get in my bank account unless I had a VPN. I got Fifth Third over there. I can't get in without the VPN. Hey, I love LaChan. Said, good morning, evening, Cal, in the live stream. Just sitting on a flight from Dallas to San Diego waiting for the weather to pass. Wow. So y'all getting bad weather. Kids Keep It Simple says, I love reading the people's comments. They are so funny. Do people know how to research Mr. Cal? I'm not sure. Dave Todd said, Cal, sure wish you do more live chats by yourself. You're good at that. Well, thank you. Tuesday just something I tried to shake it up and do the panel. I actually sent the link to Living Abroad. He hasn't responded back, so I don't know. Jonathan Robinson said, thanks, Calvin. I met a Filipina in January 2022. She calls me literally every day. After watching your channel, I finally found a way to meet her in person in a few weeks. Thank you again. Yeah, you're welcome. I guess I'm going to say you're welcome, because now if it goes left, then you're going to blame me. But more than likely, it won't. Just, look for the red flag. Don't get overwhelmed over here, gentlemen, because it's easy to do. And we ignore all the red flags. One guy, he wanted to come on here and tell his story. He said, you're right. He came over here. Now he's trapped with the girl. He can't get away. He said, well, I'm just going to, go along to get along until he can leave. He says that, she's not the same woman. It's his third time coming over here and she's changed on him. But, like I said, we're grown men, and most of the time, nobody is going to listen to us anyway. you're going to make your own decisions. But I've been over here long enough. Philippines has a thick culture. They got a different face, man, a lot of times. But a lot of times they do a lot of the same things. Hey, Journey Trials and Joy, thanks for that super chat. He said, what's up with this so-called saying passport bros? It's almost like people in the USA never heard of men traveling overseas before. Yeah, it's something that just came up on my radar because so few Americans have a passport. We're last in the industrial world, and we're very behind when it comes to people traveling overseas. I mean, really overseas. I'm not talking about Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and the Mexico, Bahamas. I'm talking about Europe, Africa, Asia, South America. Less than 5% of Americans travel overseas every year. And it's just something that, we love cliches and slogans over there in America. Hey, what's that? Rayco, thanks for that super sticker. Danny Martin said, Calvin, would a soul food restaurant stand a chance in the Philippines? Probably in Manila, up that way. Because I know they've got, OG Fred said they had a real good one up in English City. I don't know if it's still open or not. What's up, Cameron? Brittany says, hello from Kentucky. I know the weather's getting cold there. He said, it's still bad here at DFW Airport. I can't wait to go home. Me and my Sawa have been flying for 12 hours today. Wow. So what do you mean? Did you come from the Philippines? Hey, good morning, Cal. Good to see you. Thank you, No Gomo. Yeah, and the guy who's asking about the no-go zones, it's quite a few here. Not really, but I mean, because most of the places you can go to the Philippines. But when you start going down in that South Sulu Sea that I tell you about all the time, Basilan, it's south of Zamboanga City, Basilan, Holo Sulu, Tawi, man, those are no-go zones. Under no circumstances should you be there. I mean, really. Unless you really I wouldn't go, guys. It's beautiful down there. A lot of pristine waters and beaches because nobody goes there. But the locals, that's a no-go zone. Marawi is a no-go zone. I would say, people say Maguinda now, but I don't say that. The only time they ever had any trouble was with the election, and they killed Filipinos. They didn't kill foreigners. But some of these places up in the mountains, you have to be real careful because you don't know who's up there really. Remember, it's hard for me to tell the rich people, the bad guys from the good guys over here. Malik Quelly says, you're right, Mr. Cal. I think I'll wait till I get there, boots on the ground, to meet a woman. But you just gotta be thorough about it. What we do is we choose the first pretty face we see, and we don't know anything about her background. This is important, and a guy on one of my videos he did like a 23 count checklist on what to look for in the Philippines. I had to applaud him for it. All of it I talked about before, but it's like a reminder. But one of them was, her mental, you don't know her mental state. You don't know it. You can't see it online. And that's very important because I talked about it before. A lot of women over here suffer from PTSD. Man, it's tough over here, guys. They look good and everything, but the minute that you meet them and something goes wrong and don't go her way, it's going to come out. And man, it's going to be hard. Billy said, what's your opinion when you date a peanut with 7 siblings? Is the expectation to financially help them? Not really. She's going to help them, but you don't have to help them. That's a myth, really. That's a if you meet a woman and her family starts pressuring her because they're going to ask her, they're not going to ask you. I mean, it's time to go, man. Really, that's um that's a red flag because most families they're not going to ask you. But once she starts living better, she's not going to forget her family back there. If you give her some money, she's liable to give it to the mother and everything like that, or buy rice or whatever like that. So the thing is, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, it's not, don't go broke doing it, but I mean, this is a question that somebody would ask who's never been here before because you're just thinking from your experience in the West. When you come over and you see how hard it is, how hard some people struggle over here, you'll be like, man, I don't mind giving a mother $100 to buy food or something like that because it's really, really tough. You know, she's going to feel guilty you taking her to Baraka and she knows her family's back there struggling. I mean, it's not your responsibility, but damn, you got to know who you're dealing with when you come over here. You're not in Las Vegas. You're not in Los Angeles, California, and all those places where the women's making more money than you. People are struggling over here. And more than likely, the woman that you meet, her family's going to be struggling. Is it your responsibility? No, but I would say do it. Is Rita Western Samar dangerous? I've got several of my subscribers and friends who they're married to or dating people in Samar. Remember John and Jessa that was on here 2 weeks ago on my channel? That's where she's from, Samar. He said he never had a problem there. They were switching, they were going from Samar to Lady. And remember, I'm never going to tell you if it's safe. It's safe for me because I don't know who you are, Jim. I don't know who you're going to associate with, what you're doing out there. But more than likely, you're going to be okay. Now, is the weather dangerous over there? That's what you need to deal with when you're talking about going to Samar, man. You better be careful. But I know that of all the places for it to be such a small place, Billaron, which is Billaron Island, is right around between Lady and Samar. A lot of foreigners end up getting killed over there for some reason. I never really did any research to find out why, but quite a few foreigners end up dead there. Hey, BT and Betty's Philippine Adventures, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing well today. Dave Tossick, Calvin, thank you for always being real. What about kidnapping of Westerners by Filipino gangs? Recent reports. Well, you, like I said, those areas that I mentioned, otherwise they're not going. If they do, well, it's not going to be Westerners. A lot of times you'll hear about Koreans and Chinese getting kidnapped, but they won't. A lot of times it's not about Filipino gangs. It's about Chinese gangs, and it has a lot to do with gambling over here. But a lot, man, very seldom do you hear. When's the last time you heard of a foreigner getting kidnapped? It's been years. And only because they're in that South Sulu Sea. When you go to Palawan, believe it or not, that's along the South Sulu Sea. And a lot of these people, including the first big case that made headlines, when they kidnapped those 20 people or something, it was in Palawan. They took those Germans and something like that. I think they killed a couple of them. And most of the time, they're right there on these resorts by that water. They're either at the resort on the water or on their the sailboat. And from what I'm reading, the Abu Sayyaf will ask the locals. They'll pay the locals to let them know when somebody's in that area, But even in Zamboanga, you won't get kidnapped because they always kidnap you. Bazilan, Holo Sulu, Tawi. That's their hunting ground. That's their home field advantage right there. He said, Calvin, when I get back there, we have to meet. I'm able to cook fast every dish that you may be missing. Wow. Yeah, that'd be good. BT and Betty's Philippine Adventure said, personally, I enjoy helping her family. It's such a joy getting how much love I get back tenfold from her family. Yeah, I mean, if you're any kind of decent human being, guys, listen, when you come over here and you see how your woman and her family is struggling, it takes very, very little money just to help them. You're only going to be here for 2 weeks. You know, we're not saying, hey, let them move into Airbnb with you and all that, but I mean, you got to be a certain type of individual just to turn your back on her family, man. I mean, I've never met anyone over here whose family wasn't struggling. I mean, really struggling. It's just the humanity in me that makes me want to reach out and help. It's no big deal, guys. Y'all make a big deal out of it. I mean, if that's the case, don't come over here dating the women then. You can't just, that's Western thinking, guys. That's Western thinking. Yeah, a lot of times, yeah, you're right, Steven. You said any trouble person gets into that, they're asking for it. Just my opinion. The last two that I heard about, they got kidnapped. We're talking about kidnapping. They were two bird watchers, and they went to Towie like some damn fools because they got this hornbill. It's one of the rarest birds in the world. They wanted to get a look at it, so they hired the guy and they go up in the mountains looking for the damn hornbill. And, they got snatched. No one's heard from them since. I think it's 2015 or something like that. But the guy got away. They didn't get the guy. They never get the guy. Yeah, there shouldn't be any pressure. You have to get out in front of that, guys. When I went, okay, now my wife's family down in Zamboanga, they fixed their house up really nice now. But when I first went there, man, it was dirt floors. It was really, really bad, man. You didn't have to ask me, hey, can you, since we're going to go to Cebu or wherever we're going, here, just while we're gone, okay? While you're there, whatever you eat, they're going to eat. I told you, don't be like the guy that, he's not a friend of mine. But I talk about, he bought a tent, stayed in the woman's family's yard in the province, went to McDonald's the next day, only bought McDonald's for himself and her while the two sisters sat right there with nothing. Don't do that. Okay, that's just being just ornery. And he's one of these conservative Christian guys. I think he's from Oklahoma City, matter of fact. Don't do that, okay? I mean, you ought to know who you're dealing with over here. And if you have a problem with it, don't come over here, man. I mean, really. Hey, Believes in Evan said, what's up, Cal? Just jump off that 520 feet T-Mobile tower. Did you hear about that airline that ran off the runway in Cebu? Yeah, luckily, man, very fortunate no one got injured on that. Physically, I know mentally they did. Pumpkin Joe said, my buddy's in Thailand with a lady he's been chatting from Vietnam for a year. We saw them together via video chat, and she's 11 plus gorgeous. We're joking she's a lady boy because she's too pretty. I don't know. Some of these women. That one, the lady I saw that we saw, she was 11 because when you see him that far away and she's looking like that, I'm like, wow, this guy's he got lucky. He's sitting there, he's got the camera, she's posing, he's splashing water on her. And then to get hit over the head like that, he said, no, that's a man. I was like, what? Dave Todd said, Cal, what other expats do you like or trust? I mean, mostly just the ones I've met. There's a great group of expats here in St. Carlos City. Not a whole lot, but they're good Guys in there from all over, U.S., Canada, Australia. It was even two guys I met at a wedding from South Africa. But you mean as far as watching other guys, I mean, they're living the same thing. They're living the same life I'm living. So I wouldn't be watching them a whole lot because we're living the same life, really. And I don't do a lot of collaborations because if we can bring something new to the Philippine genre, why not? But if we're just going to talk about everything I'm talking about or everything they're talking about already, there's no sense in that. Okay, this is his first trip. Yeah, so I was simulating Cebu, which is a good location, but I would say go meet the family if you like the girl, and everything, and she's hell bent on you meeting the family, and just go to the grocery store. You can spend about 3,000 pesos at that grocery store about chicken, fish, and they're going to have the rice. They're going to bring their own rice. Chicken, fish, vegetables, the ingredients, everything like that. You can even buy Coke, beer, and all that. You're not even going to spend $100, man. And they're going to have the time of their life and be done with it. Hey, Kevin Sound Mixer says, have you heard about any Filipinos having their passports held captive by agencies promising work abroad? How did they deal with it? Yeah, but not. I've heard, when you go abroad and your employer is the one who usually holds it captive because remember, they're paying a lot. They owe a lot of money to the agency when they go over there. A lot of the money, all the fees and the plane tickets and all of that is paid for up front by the agency. So yeah, a lot of times either the agency or the employer who paid all that money will keep the passport until they pay it off. Yeah, they do that. And you said, how did they deal with it? They paid it off. Maryland, okay, when Maryland was in Singapore, she was there for like 8 months. She got homesick. Well, the father of her kid sent her the money to buy herself out of the contract and get her passport and come back home. That's usually how they dealt with it. Bleeds and everyone says, I never heard about black men getting kidnapped in the Philippines. Did you hear about the airline route to Rome? Well, yeah. But, it's black men that get killed over here. And I'd rather get kidnapped than killed. But you don't want to be the first one either, believes in everyone. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't do it because now, it's all about money. Let's see. Hey, Journey Childs and Joy, thanks for that super chat. Says, going to see my girlfriend in the first week of April next year. Lady, hopefully praying I can save 20 or 30,000, not to spend that, but to make sure I can do everything I want to help her family. Yeah, but that'd be a lot of money. Why would you don't, it doesn't take a whole lot to help the family like that. Journey, Trials, and Joy. This is what I was trying to tell guys. The guy who, my relationship cost me $12 million. He didn't have to spend a fraction of that. And he definitely shouldn't have sent that money before he came. She wasted a lot of the money, pissed it away, and mismanaged it before he ever got over here. That's the big mistake we make. And it doesn't take that much. 20 or 30,000, man, it's lifetime money over here. Filipino Journey says, good morning from Will and Maylene from the meet and greet in St. Carlos. Oh, wow. Thanks for joining the live stream. Laura M says, how can y'all wear flip-flops on those hiking and cliffside trips? Y'all's feet gonna suffer later in life. But I told you, Filipinos do everything in flip-flops. They'll get married in flip-flops if they wanted to. Remember those guys built my house, Laura, in flip-flops. It's just something that they're used to. He said, how's James and his girlfriend? James will be here in November. He was just on my panel, the last panel I had. They're doing pretty good. She's going to have the baby anytime now. A gangster gummy bear says, I got grabbed about 30 steps from my ship's Liberty van. Moments after getting out of the van and walking down the sidewalk in Pattaya, Thailand, near that Ripley's Believe It or Not mall. What do you mean you got grabbed? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's still rainy season over here. December, early January, usually when that all is over with. A lot of times it rains at night. But when I was in Dumaguete, it rained all day. I never saw anything like that. Yeah, please elaborate on that. Yeah, it feels good giving back. And your last question, is it typical to have 5 to 8? Maryland is 6 of them. My wife, there was 4. My son's mother, there was 10. But it's no different than in America. I come from a family with 9 children. Hey, Dave said, Calvin, great talks by you tonight. Please do more soon. I do 3 live streams. Oh, okay. He said, by a woman with strong hands. Oh, okay. Are you talking about a lady boy? The barber says, I recently had my Filipino family ask me for $8,000 to invest in a sorry business and buy a scooter. It must be crazy. No way. Yeah, that's too much, first of all. A scooter over here, you can get a Honda Click 125 for about 65,000 pesos. That's about $1,000 right now. And then another $500 for a sorry store. Which the $500, you might as well just put a lighter to that and burn it up because it's not going to work. That's what it is, a sorry store. It's just too many of them. They don't have a business plan. There's no experience running a business, but it sounds good. And when you get over here and you see these nice looking women, man, they put it on you because they're going to put it on you. Everything's going to start sounding good, guys. That's why I say slow it down. You're like, oh, yeah, I want a piggery. Yeah, that's a good idea. Now they're going to eat up all the damn pigs and then wonder why, well, what happened to the business? Well, you hate every damn thing. No, you're not ignoring me. I mean, you're not annoying me. Will Sutton said, LOL, sorry. Yeah, that's what it is. And Marilyn knows we won't do the sorry store. She never even asked me for that. Now, I'll tell you what, a good business is what? What are you looking for? I didn't see it. Now, a good business over here, believe it or not, and Marilyn's good. She knows a lot of people. It's like a rice business. But with us, guys, we don't have the patience because a lot of times it's going to be credit. See, you're going to deal with credit over here. And if you can't deal with waiting on them to pay you the money, you're going to go crazy. But, what you would do is you would buy like a 50-kilo sack of rice for a wholesale price, and then you break it down into kilos. And that's how you earn your money. But for the most part, they're going to want to get it on credit. And if you don't have the patience, you can forget it. Yeah. Well, that's what's going to happen, guys. Everything starts sounding good over here because they know that's their ace in the hole, man. People get on me all the time to talk about it, but I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm going to tell you the truth. They know you frontwards and backwards. You don't know them. They know what they have to do when you come over here. And they do it. Because, we were talking about being pussy whooped the other day. When they know how to do it with the precision. And that's what happens to guys over here. Yeah. He said, wait. He said, I built my brother-in-law a bread store in the mountains. Now, that might work, but, it all depends. If you're still going to have their credit. And then if you don't have anybody buying that bread, because I go past these stores all the time, these bake shops, which, by the way, they make phenomenal bread over here. You got to learn when to buy it. Usually somewhere around first thing in the morning. I'm talking about early in the morning, like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning. And then like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, man. But then you see all that bread, and then the next morning, they don't cook any new bread. You're getting that. He says, every house on my block has a sorry store except mine. Because you're smart. He said, pig farming, they eat all the pigs. Yeah, because it happens to one of my friends. They're eating, instead of them, okay, the pig has the babies, and then you're supposed to, sell them and re-up. But hell, they eat the damn pig. Oh, okay, yeah, send them. Yeah, that's a 150, John. I'm talking about a 125. A 125 because Merlin's got a 160. Honda PCX or something. Can't remember what the name it is, like the latest one. And they're in there all day long. Some of them are 64. Oh, you can get that motorcycle, the brand new one. If you see them attached to the tricycles, hell, they're 49,000 pesos. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No, a 150 it's not even gonna cost you that. I bought Merlin before this one. We bought her a Honda Click 150. We paid 97,000 for it. Okay, when her brother, we gave it to him, and imagine when he, at the end of building the guest house, it was over a year old, a little bit over a year old. He sold it for 75,000. But it ain't 120. Merlin didn't pay 120. We didn't pay 120. We paid 117 for the one she's got now. That's a 160. It's a whole lot bigger. Than that Click, and it rides a whole lot smoother. It's a whole lot better. The seats bigger, the tires are bigger, everything's better, and it ain't cost 120. Belize and Evans said Calvin sounds too good to be true. That means it's not true. Yeah, over here, man. If you want to do something, I would say sublease, guys, over here. Sublease in a place like Cebu, Manila, Dumaguete, places where people are going. Davao. I would do it. That's how you earn money over here. You're out of the picture. You're in the background. Nobody knows who you are. But all those other conventional businesses, man, look, when you get boots on the ground, come over here. Go to the marketplace. There's 100 stalls in a row, and they all selling the same thing. And you be like, how are they earning money? You know why? In my mind, I'm thinking there's one person that owns every stall for real. Otherwise, I don't see how they do it. Every stall has the same thing, and you'll see that everywhere you go around here. He said, Calvin, do people steal the new scooters, and how do you secure them? We haven't had any problems with theft. And I don't know how they would steal those scooters, because a lot of times, you need that key and you can lock them, and we just keep it inside our gate, in our locked gate. Now, bicycles, I was told that they do. But if you leave your gate locked, you're pretty safe with that. Sam Champion said, Calvin, please emphasize to the fullest, guys should not plan on moving to the Philippines until they know for sure it's for them. Like culture, people, living conditions, as others, it's not for everybody. Absolutely right. And it's always good to remember, guys, I didn't just come over here and move. I had been coming here for 9 years back and forth before I decided that I could do it. Okay. I started here in April 2009. I moved here permanently in December 2018, about 9 years. Because you give up a lot, but you gain a lot. You got to, like he said, come over here and try it on, man. The shoe may not fit, but if it fits, it's comfortable, man. It's a comfortable fit. Mike Valdez said rice fields their money. We just harvested my white field last week. Come out to 87 sacks, each 50 kilos in pigs farm. We lost money due to feed high price. Yeah, see, you got to feed them pigs. Now, rice field, yeah, but remember, you got to be patient. And you can't, Mike, you can't grow rice around the clock. You know that. Because there's a dry season that's coming up. There's no water. I've got a friend of mine, the guy who I told you that gave me the 50,000 pesos when my son was born. His family, they own some rice fields in Miagal, Iloilo. And I was going out there with his father and just watching him do his job. And hell, for about a few months, he couldn't do nothing. You know, when the rainy season is gone, it's gone. And you just got to be patient with that kind of stuff. But that is a good, business. To be honest with you. Yeah, that's anywhere. But see, we're in the Philippines, though, Gangster Gummy Bear. People, I get that all the time when I make a video. They say, "Well, Calvin, that happens anywhere," but I'm not anywhere, and I'm not everywhere. I'm in the Philippines. My vlogs are about the Philippines. I live in the Philippines. In the Philippines, because it's so popular and everybody sees people like me over here living their best life, they think, "Well, I can do it until they get over here and it's 100 degrees in the shade. Everything slows down to the point of driving you crazy." It's some things you really have to learn to get used to. If you can learn to get used to, because we live in America, it's like this. Over here, it's like, and then wake up in the morning and like this. It's slow over here, man. It'll drive you crazy. That's one of the things that'll drive you crazy. And a lot of the time, man, the logistics of getting from one place to the other, it'll beat you up, depending on where you live. And most of the places over here, you can fly into Moncton, but then if you want to go to Bantayan Island or Camotes Island, it's the logistics. It is, Mark. He said, "Hey, Calvin, is everything holding up good on your house?" It is. We had a little leak over here on one of the outlet hoses going out into the sewage. Well, not the sewage, because we got the septic tank. I want to say the water that goes out and then goes into there. But everything else is pretty good. You got to realize this is 95% hollow block and cement. There's not a whole lot can go wrong with that. We got a few cracks here and there, which is nothing. Christoph Wolfgang said, "Did you say there was a limit on how much you can take out an ATM over there per day?" Well, per transaction, it's usually 10,000 at BDO in most places. I found out that the Metro Bank doesn't take my ATM card. We went to Robinson in Dumaguete Sunday, and I was just going to try it again because it did it in Cebu. It spit my card out. And I'm like, what's going on with Metro Bank? I went right around the corner to the BDO. Boom, no problem. But you can take out 10,000 5 times in BDO. But you're going to get hit 5 times with the fee, Christoph. You can, I don't know how many times you can do it at BPI, you can get 20,000 out. I've done it twice before. 20,000, then 20,000 again when I was building the guest house. Yeah. The Philippine Airlines is a good airline. For the first few times I came to the Philippines, the very first time was with Korean Airlines. Hey, Cedric Gals, thanks for the super chat. He said, Big Brother Cal, thanks for your boots on the ground perspective. Filipinos aren't from outer space, guys. Yeah, absolutely. But for some reason, we think that they are. We think the women over here, yeah, they're going to do some things different, but at the end of the day, they're women. And remember the guy I told you made that list? He said something so powerful because it's true. He said, they're going to try to wrestle control from you over the house. You have to make a stand, guys, because they'll do that. Filipino women, they're submissive to an end. They do that to reel you in, man. But once they reel you in, man, they're not submissive, man, as you think they are, especially when they sense that you've fallen for them. They can be difficult, man, real difficult. And they want that. They want that control. And, it's almost to the point of like they'll try to henpeck you, see, but I won't deal with the henpeck, man. See, I'm going to tell you something. Like, the men, okay, remember I left a week before. I was gone for 2 weeks. But the men, okay, now Marilyn, she'll walk around here like I'm invisible most of the time because, she sees me here all the time. But the minute that I leave and she knows I'm gone, she starts calling my phone, texting. Oh, you don't care. You didn't text me. Marilyn, you know we don't do that. Okay. Oh, then she gets panic attacks. And then I call back, she's crying. So I said, well, come on to Dumageddon, So then the minute she gets to Dumageddon, magically she's okay, But she's going to have to learn like every other woman that I've ever been with. I won't be henpecked. I won't deal with that. I'm sorry. And that's usually what causes problems for me over in America. Women try to hen. I've never been henpecked, and I'm never going to put up with that because my mother was the queen henpecker, man. My stepfather, man, I felt sorry for him, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I've seen it over here too. Because my mother would do the same stuff I saw my wife's mother do. She'll go out, if he ain't there with that paycheck at a certain amount of time, or he's not home at a certain amount of time, they go out and she'll go from one place to the next till she finds him and drags his ass home. It's a true story where she cut up all his work uniforms and then stayed up all night sewing the damn things back together so he could go to work the next morning, man. Y'all better know what y'all talking about. Hey, Patty's Vlog. Y'all better know what you're doing when you get over here, man. All of that, women aren't stupid over here. Imagine, man, when you have to be sharp over here to make it. And one thing we do is we dull the knife over here for them. So you come over for 2 weeks, man, you take her to the nice restaurants, the nice resorts, the hotel. She's sleeping in air conditioned on a real mattress, taking hot showers, man. 2 weeks to a month, man. She's ruined. She don't want to go back to life as it used to be. So you have to be careful of that. It's a slow process, man, because we take them from 0 to 100. And, man, it's a problem then. Hey, Patty's Vlog, she said, how you, hello, Sunshine Shoulder. Oh, you want to come on to the show and introduce yourself? Rand Ramat Gan said, thank you for featuring Francis Rich Company on your show. He'll be helping me reach the Philippines in 2023. I might live in Manila or Makati. Hope we meet someday. Best of success to them. Thank you. Yeah, I gave another guy his information too. This young guy, he knows what he's doing with the SRV. See, I'm thinking about getting the SRV. I wasn't until I found out more about it. It's going to take a lot of the worries off of me. See, once I get my pension, see, I could apply for that military SRV, but I can't do it now because I don't have a pension. So the only way I would be able to do it was to spend $20,000. That's a lot of money. I don't have $20,000, man. You know, but I may have to start saving for it because you can always get that money back. But it would quiet a lot of my critics. I tell you that, because you get a lot of benefits. You can work over here on the SRV. You can, start a business. You can invest. You can do a lot of things, that people don't really talk to you about the SRV. It's more than just a permanent resident. It does more than just get you in and out of the country. He's talking about China. No, I don't think so. You got to realize the Philippines, and I say this all the time, the Philippines and China have a relationship that goes back thousands of years, man. China, it won't do them any good to take over half the Philippines or any part of the Philippines. When they're having their way, they've got a good relationship with the Chinese over here. It just wouldn't benefit the Chinese to do that. Okay, he got 80,000. Okay, thanks, Phil, for that. So that was 4 transactions at 20,000 each. That's good information. I know I did it twice because I forgot what we were buying for the guest house, and the banks wasn't open because they don't open on Saturday and Sunday here, which in America, believe it or not, the banks open on Sunday. I had one bank account was in Walmart. It was open on Sunday, man, until 12 o'clock. Which is crazy when you think about it. But over here, no, they don't. My bank closes at 4 o'clock here on the dot. They really close earlier. If I get over there at 3:30, I'll be lucky to get in there. Okay, so what is the best way to send the pictures? Send them here, Falcon. Let me give you my email. No. Send them to the Sunshine Shoulders Facebook Messenger. Hey, Alexander Neville, man, what's going on, brother? He said, what's up with OG? How's he doing? I messaged him the other day to see if he was back on tour. Back from on tour, because he was making his rounds. Boy, all the people snatched Fred up. And I saw Dana. Dana was with him. That's why I was going to ask him about how's Dana doing. So I guess Dana's officially not a monk anymore, because I saw Dana with a lady. They were together. So maybe he's released a lot of the tension he had going on with him. Derek Castanara said Thailand immigration is tougher than the Philippines. Absolutely. Philippines has one of the most liberal immigration policies in the world. That's one of the reasons people come over here and stay. Imagine you can stay here 36 consecutive months if you're from a non-immigrant country. 24 months consecutively the other way. That's a long time, man. You can't do that in America. You can't get a tourist visa and stay there for that long. It used to be 18 months. They doubled it. It's called a long-term stay visa is what it's officially called. But that's a long time, because I think Thailand just bumped theirs up to 45 days. But remember, the Philippines came out with, man, the Philippines is trying to attract people over here. And eventually, remember I told y'all this, in about 10 years, man, the Philippines is going to be on and popping. Because they're innovative. You know, they can do some things that these other big places who see the Philippines still has a whole lot of room to grow. A lot of these people have already they're bursting at the seams. They can't do a whole lot. Philippines can get inventive, and so they come out with this $75,000 special investor visa. Imagine that. It's a lifetime visa. Immediately, though, there's with this Thailand thing, you got to have $1 million this, $1 million US that, 80,000 a year, and all this. With the Philippines, you can invest in a business or security, 75,000, and you get a lifetime visa for you and your family, your wife, children, yeah, and it's immediate. There's no waiting around, and that's when if you want to invest in, 75,000, hell, I invest in like a small, if you could do it, like a small pension house, with maybe 6 or 8 rooms. Oh, that's about 4.5 hours. In a car, it's about 4. Gold Shield Justice said, "Hey, Cal, I just saw U.S. military making 5 bases in the Philippines in regard to China expansion in South China Sea and Taiwan issues. Many more Americans coming, Air Force and Marines." Yeah, they started coming a while ago, man. When my son was born in 2012, I was in the hospital in the waiting room watching television. This is in 2012. They were talking about then how the United States, especially the Navy, had started making the rotations back to the Philippines. And there was a whole battle group there at that time. And when I flew back to America in 2016, we were in the Mall of Asia. It was a bunch of young guys. I knew they were in the Navy. They said, yeah, we're on I think it was a USS, I want to say Theodore Roosevelt was there. So, if the carrier's there, then the whole battle group is there. So, yeah, they've been back. And you remember, I lived on and off in Zamboanga for 10 years. There's always been U.S. military there, special forces. Yeah, 100 million for military. Yeah, but, it's the United States is not going to let anybody, they're not going to lose their status in the world. They'll destroy the world first. That's just my opinion. We're not going to get into politics or anything, but it's just how it is. Before the dollar crashes, before the economy crashes, before China gets too big, the United States will destroy the whole world before they'll let that happen. It won't happen in our lifetime, guys. Hey, Lloyd Archer Jr., he said Baguio gets cool. Yeah, it gets cool here too in the Don Salvador mountain. Yeah, he said officially not a month. Well, he got mad at me. And I wasn't even talking about Dana. I mean, he really got mad at me. He won't come on my channel anymore. He sends me these little snarky comments on my videos sometimes. And I don't get it, man. I wasn't talking to you, Dana. I'm going to say that again. When I said the monk mode, I think he was mad because the woman he was dealing with at the time left him for somebody else or whatever it was. And I just called him on the wrong day, I guess. But anyway, he said he saw him on Roger and Ismail today in DeVal video. Okay, that's good. They don't understand that a lot, just like him and Fred hooked up, right? They're real good friends now. They met on this channel, but people's egos are so messed up that they won't acknowledge me for that. He'll get mad at me for something silly like that, saying monk mode. But one of his best friends over here now, he met on my channel. A lot of guys is the same way. One guy, remember I told you some brothers that have gotten together and made a chat group about me. saying that I'm living some type of extravagant lifestyle. They're giving all this information to the trolls, black men. But one guy said, no, Calvin, I had to get out of there. He said, because I posed the question. I said, guys, we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for Calvin. He said, that's when I got out of the group. But I'm just saying, this is what the channel's all about. Y'all don't realize it gets lonely over here, man. One of the main reasons I made the channel was the community, to build the community, to build the support group. You don't know how it feels to be over here by yourself. Now, I know how it feels to be like at the meet and greet. And sometimes it'll be 5 or 6 couples in Cebu, maybe 3 or 4 couples here in St. Carlos City. You don't know how good that feels, man. It's like being back at home. It's like bringing home to you over here. That's one of the reasons I did it, because it gets quiet over here, guys. I hate to tell you. No, you're not going to be able to buy land. You can lease land, though, for 50 years. You're going to be dead by then, W Secrets to Success. Yeah, if you're 50 now, you'll be 100. You won't know if you're leasing, it won't make a difference to you anyway when you get 100. Yeah, JLH3, he's exactly right. He says, hey, don't worry, guys, to register for the 1.5 pass. It's a piece of cake. And that's why I won't even discuss it. It just makes it more difficult and more confusing. Yeah, Frank Tate says some guys can't take a joke. Yeah, I don't get it. It's no reason, we're all the way over here 8,000 miles. Keep that bullshit and foolishness over there, man. We go through that over there. We fall out with each other over some petty stuff, man. Yeah, they sensitive. Yeah, but that's the way America looks at it. They're not going to, if America's not going to be on the top, they'll destroy the world first. But I don't worry about stuff like that, It's not going to happen in my lifetime. Hey, Carlos, thanks, brother. He said, I love your channel, Calvin. Been watching for years. Keep up the good work. Yeah, we just celebrated 2 years in August. Alexander Nelman says, I salute you, my brother. You bringing people together. That's what I want, man, because I got lonely over here. There wasn't nobody over here, man. I'd sit back because Europeans, let me tell you, Europeans and Australians, they get along a whole lot better. And all the other foreigners, the Koreans, the Chinese, the Japanese, when you see them over here, because you see them, they together, they drinking, having a good time. America's, man, it's not that many, and we don't come together like we should. Now, if you go up in English City, where a lot of the bars are, and a lot of the what's that military organization? VOA, is that the Veterans of Foreign, VFW and all of that? You'll see it more, but in Cebu and stuff like that, it gets lonely, man. So I said, hell, let's start a community. Let's start a support group. We can get some people over here together and go out, man. We were so deep in Cebu. The initial place we were supposed to eat was the Moon, M with 3 O's and an N, Cafe. They served like Mexican style food. It was too many of us. It was like 20 of us. So we had to go to TGI Friday. See, that's what I wanted to do, man. And then, of course, at the meet and greet, see, that's what it's all about. It makes being over here so much better. Because I'll tell you, if your woman is all you got over here, man, you're going to be miserable, man. You're going to be miserable. Baloo John says, hey, my son will own his mom's 1,148 square meter lot someday in Valencia, close to Dumaguete. Yeah. Now, the family, if you got, Booby could own this one day, potentially. Or anything I bought over here. Because, She's a Philam. She's a Filipino citizen. Now, you could do that for some reason. I mean, if that's going to be a reason for you to buy land, if you got children, but a lot of us, we do it. We don't have any skins in the game. We are not married to the woman. We don't have any children with them. And stop that, okay? Y'all smarter than that. You're a whole lot more intelligent than that. I've seen it. You retire from the military. You got successful businesses, successful jobs. And then you want to come over here and act a damn fool. Man, don't do that, man. Hey, Lonnie Franklin, he said, thank you, bro. He said, yeah, Calvin, you the big reason I'm over here visiting, man. I appreciate it because that's what I'm trying to do. You know, the Philippines is not a secret. It's just that a lot of people just never gave it any thought to come over. It's so far away, but so that's why I promote it. Like, man, look, okay, yeah, it's far, but once you get here, it's worth it. He said Chinese, Japanese, all the needs get along together. Yeah, you know, Japanese, they're famous for wherever they go, they patronize their own. And if it's not there, they'll build it. There's a lot of Japanese restaurants here. If you go to Boracay, where a lot of Koreans go, because Koreans are the number one visitors to the Philippines, you're going to see real Korean restaurants that they built, invested in. You know, when the guy says, hey, is there any soul food restaurants what it do in the Philippines? Well, hell, you ain't going to have enough people to eat the damn food. I haven't played Mark in a while, you know, because, you know, we had an incident one time, and I'll just go ahead and talk about it. Reason I stopped. I really don't need to be, you know, sports creates tension, man. It creates stress because you always want to win. I don't care who you are. And one particular day we're playing, you know, as a matter of fact, I don't know if we were winning or losing, but we were just jabbering back and forth. Me and my partner, right? Well, he got mad and he walked off the court, threw his racket and walked off the court. I'm like, come on, man, you know, I'm just joking because I said something like, well, hell, I might as well be playing these guys by myself. I was just joking, I promise you. And I mean, man, it was a big deal. And I was like, I'll never play with these guys again. You know, when people show you who they are, man, you got to believe them. And they just showed me something, man. And I don't want to play with that type of tension. There's nothing on the line, guys. We're not paying for money. We're paying for exercise. So no, I haven't played in a couple of months since that happened. I never talked about it. But yeah, it made me mad. I'm like, come on, guys. You know, and then, of course, you know, the Filipinos, they're watching. And it was a scene, man. It was a big scene. So no, I haven't played. And I love to play now. I invited all of them to come to the meet and greet. 2 of them showed up. The other 2 were out of the country. One went back to America. I think the one went back to Australia. But the other 2 were there, and they invited me to come back. But I just don't want to. I don't want any type of stress like that. So, you know, what I'll do, though, I'm going to start doing is I can hire Junior. He's the guy that runs the tennis. He's like manages the courts and everything. So I'll give him 200 pesos, and he'll rally with me, hit back and forth. Scamper Stevens said, Cal, I've covered a lot of situations of having an income. Only one that looks and works for me is to invest in Australia and rent in the Philippines, a lot less headaches. Yeah, you know, that makes a lot of sense. But, you know, one of the ways to avoid your headache would be to invest in your own country. But that's like being 2 places at one time. That's one thing I don't want to do. Because your body's in the Philippines, but then your mind's in Australia. Yeah, leave 1190 says, even watching sports creates stress. I advise everyone here to not follow a sports team and just enjoy games as a neutral. Yeah, I've done that. And you're exactly right. When you cheer for one team over the other, man, it's stressful. You can't enjoy the game. So I don't even follow sports the way I used to. You know what I do now? As much as I love football, and I very seldom even watch basketball, even the highlights. But I watch the highlights of football. They're so much better than sitting there watching the whole game. And then I'm not rooting for one team or the other. I already know who won. Yeah. See, yeah, it's true right here. They hold power over our emotions. It used to be, I'm a big University of Louisville fan. If Louisville lost on a Saturday, man, my whole weekend would be tore up. Yeah, that's crazy, And then now, one friend of mine on Facebook, he went and got his truck all decked out in Dallas stuff. I'm just glad I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. He's in his 50s. Paid all that money, got fancy blue lights and fancy seats in the Dallas covers and all. It's money, but I mean, it's just what they do. But if I was starving to death, if my eyebrows was on fire, he wouldn't piss in my face. But he'll spend all that money, and our loyalty is just so directed in the wrong places, man. These sports teams, they got grown men acting like children, man. Hey, Mike Dawsonville says, I'm glad you do what you do, brother. You inspire a lot of people, especially black men. That's a fact. I'm glad, man. I'm glad that today that people like to see me coming instead of see me going like they used to. So, that's a compliment. But I just try to show people a side of the Philippines that other people don't show. It's just a real side. If you want to get off the rat race, you don't have to move here. You don't have to live here. But I would say, because we're all people of the earth, man. The earth belongs to everybody. We get so stuck into this nationalism and stuff, we don't want to travel. I say see the whole earth if you possibly can. And since the Philippines is so far away, you're just going to experience a different part of life, man. Something so different than what you're used to. That's why you're going to enjoy it. I didn't come over here to live the way I live in America. So a lot of the difficulties and stuff I've grown to appreciate. I didn't come here to live the same way I did in America. Then what's the point? I might as well live at home. And that's why I tell guys when they come over and they're complaining, I'm like, you're not at home. Why would you want to come over here and live exactly the same way, experience the same things that you do at home? Why in the world would you get on a plane and fly 20 hours for that? You know what? Experience the difficulties, experience the differences, man, and enjoy it. That's why I say sometimes I get too comfortable over here, and I need one of them old series buses to shake the damn daylights out of me, because you're going to shake, man. You're going to be in there like a piece of popcorn, because I want to read my book. I like to read when I'm riding the bus. You can't do it here. But that's what you want. You want to experience that. You want to go to the CR. You can't flush it. You got to use the dipper and pour the water down the thing. That's what makes it the Philippines. If you want all that fancy stuff, go to Thailand and all other places. Yeah, but this is just typical American behavior. Now, the other two guys, the one was from Canada, the one was from Australia, no problem. But the two Americans, me and him, as a matter of fact, we're on the same team. We get into it. He said, yeah, it's a shame that happened playing tennis. And see, the thing is, the Filipinos, they're watching us, go at each other over something so petty. So, no, I don't do it anymore. Jessica K says, oh, guys, I love watching sports, especially basketball. My father is a basketball star fanatic. That's why, and he's a super player as well. Sorry, just a proud daughter here, so Sunshine Show. No, there's nothing wrong with that. But I know when you watch your father, you're on edge because you want him to win. And when they lose, you feel bad the same way he feels bad. I don't bowl anymore, but there's bowling over here. But yeah, we have to learn to appreciate the differences over here, guys. And that's what makes the Philippines such a great place to me. It's not home. It's totally different than anything that I've ever experienced in my life. And every day I see something different. Every day is never the same. But I did find myself getting too comfortable over here. And so I needed to, have the infrastructure will kick your behind over here. Roy Jones says everyone brings peace and enjoyment. Some when they arrive, others when they leave. Yeah. But see, when you go to a place like Sikihor, you can really marvel at just the natural beauty of this place, of the Philippines. There's nothing fancy about that place. You can go there, and anybody who likes the outdoors, see, we have an affinity to water. Hell, we're 75% water. That's why people love the ocean. They love the beach. They love fishing and all of that. You can sit there and for about $5, eat a nice meal right on the ocean, right on the white sand beach. I can't do that at home. It would cost me a great expense to enjoy a nice meal on the beach where I come from. But I can do it over here. Yeah. Jackson State, yeah, put a whooping on Alabama State in Montgomery, Alabama. The coach that got mad. I saw that. Sports is a big distraction over there. It really is. Sports and politics. What else? Religion. Cedric says, I know it's likely been said many times, but how far is San Carlos from Moncton? Oh, it's far. Because, I would say it's about 4 hours because it's an hour and a half by ferry from San Carlos to Toledo, Cebu. Then it's about another hour and a half from Toledo, Cebu to Cebu City. Then, depending on what the traffic, it's about another 45 minutes to an hour to get to Moncton, Lapu-Lapu. Especially if the traffic, man. You got to understand, especially if you're in Moncton coming to Cebu. And Moncton is one of the most congested cities in all of the Philippines, second only to Manila. Look it up if you don't believe me, or come over here and experience it. Man, the traffic over there is bad. Yeah, Phil, you're right. See, it cost me a lot of money just to get to the beach from Kentucky. And then all the rest of the stuff I had to do. But over here, that's why I love it over here. I can live out my dreams over here. That's what I, try to tell people. The Philippines it's a piece of clay, man. You can take it and mold it and shape it into the life that you want. Some people do come over here and live the same way as they live in America. I've got guys, friends of mine, subscribers who live in these nice condominiums and drive these nice cars. Hell, Darren Cooper just spent $2.5 million for nice. What kind of truck is that you got? A Ford Everest, which is like a Ford Explorer over in America. I mean, it's your money, it's your life. I just try to show you that I live a simple life because I got to get away from all them bills. I don't want a bill over here at all, except my electric, my water bill. That's it. Well, my cable. Things that that I have to pay. And then, my immigration, which works out to about less, it's about $25. Now that the dollar's so strong, it's really cheap now. Let me see what that was. It was 2,800 and let's see, 2,808 pesos. Let me see what that's going to be. 28. 2,808 pesos divided by 58.83. That's $47.73 for 2 months. So now it's not even it's not even $24 a month now. It used to be 29. It went down. Oh, as a matter of fact, that was the last time I went a couple of months ago or something. But it's right up the street. He said, Calvin, when's the last time you went to that spa resort near you with the special hot spring bath? It's just, that's all it is. It's what makes it a resort is like the surrounding trees and stuff, but it's really just two swimming pools connected together. You can rent one or the other, the hot bath. And if you go, if it's 10 or more people, it's only 100 pesos each. If you go by yourself, it's 500. W Secrets of Success says true friendship starts once there's a conflict and it's resolved. If one situation stops someone from calling you a friend, they were never a friend, period. I kind of believe that. But you just don't want the headaches over here. We go to such an expense just to be right over at home. And then, okay, you right, but look what it costs you. Heart attack, headache. Harvey Garner says, I sent my long-distance relationship $50 6 months ago to get a cinema. Never happened. We're done. Yeah, it doesn't cost that much anyway. It doesn't cost, 200 pesos. Hell, you sent the $46 too much to begin with. But yeah, but that's a lot of money. Okay, when I do my spin wheel, guys, you don't realize, man, what 1,000 pesos is a lot of money over here. When they come and get that, they really need it. They're very appreciative. They're very grateful, especially even when they're working, sometimes in the middle of the week, before payday. It's a lot of money. They know what to do with the money over here. We don't. We still have to learn the value of money over here. We don't know. Oh, hold on. Somebody's drawing from my Wi-Fi. They must be watching TV next door. Hold on. Hey. Are y'all seeing the difference? Okay, see now, something's going on. It might be the weather. Yeah, but you sent her too much money to begin with. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay. It did get a little darker. That's because it's overcast outside. It's not as cold. Yeah, he got scammed. Well, not really. I don't call that getting scammed. If you send money voluntarily to somebody and they don't do what they say they're gonna do, they didn't get scammed. I would say that's begging and panhandling, but not scamming. When you scamming is different. Scamming is like going into your bank account or doing something when you don't, without your knowledge, or maybe that could be scamming. You could be right about that because she's doing something other than what he thought she was going to do with the money. James Montgomery says, hey, Calvin, I've been watching your videos for months. This is the first time live stream because of you. Plan to start visiting to see if the Philippines will work for my retirement. I appreciate you. Yeah, thanks, man. And that's really what I would suggest. I would suggest do an exploration trip. I mean, a real one, not just about the woman, because if you come over here for the woman, you're going to get the wrong impression. It's going to be too late. You're going to move over here for the lady, and then you're going to realize, man, it may not be for me. It takes a simple, you have to be able to tolerate a lot of things to really move from America to here. But you don't have to do it full time. You can come here 6 months and 6 months, 3 months and 9 months. Spend the winters here. Whatever it takes. Some people, I say it all the time, some people need a vacation. Some of us need to vacate. And only you're going to know that. Yeah, Golden Gate says Harvey Garner, not a bad loss, at least not 50,000. Yeah, because one guy, he's coming. He wants me to interview him. He said he wants to tell his story where he gave his Filipina 50,000 over the last 3 years. And now, they're split. But I can't blame the woman for that. I have to blame him for that. VFW Dwayne said, what's your thought of the Tom Young LaChan show, Street Brother? I don't know, really. He tried to troll me one time. I mean, he's got his niche, I would never put down another channel, no matter how much I disagree with him. I just wouldn't watch him. I wouldn't troll him. But he's found his niche. He does that. The bar girl thing. He interviews bar girls and different things like that. That's his niche. He's found it. I wish him success, but yeah, he trolled me on one of his videos one time. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, damn, dude, a brother. I'm like, come on, man. I need to do that. Cedric Garrison, Calvin, I spent 10 days, my first trip to the Philippines this year, mostly in Mactan, but a couple of days in Cebu. If I make another trip there for a 2-week period, where should I go in the Philippines? Well, when you were in Cebu, you were in the right place. You could have went a lot of places on Cebu. You could have went to Camotes Island, Bantayan Island, Matapascua. There's so many places right there. Aslav, Malboal, Argyle, just on Cebu you could have went to. But I would say go to Boracay, man, at least, or Palawan, or Panglao Bahal. There's so many places, Siquijor, so many places you can go. And I was just telling you basically in the Visayas region, because I don't know a whole lot. It's a lot of places in Luzon. I tell you what, remember Monroe Anderson, the one who married a married woman over here? He was here for 30 days, man. The guy saw a lot of, I would use his game plan. He's went to at least 6 different places. Alexander Nelman says, it's like if you don't agree with the way I think, I'll just leave you alone mentally over here. Yeah, I guess that's a new type of friend. That's really what it is, man. It's like we can't disagree over there and still get along, man. It's like if you don't practice the same religion I practice, if you don't like the same team I like, and if you don't like the same type of women, it's going to cause a problem. Oh, okay, TJ. Where you at, TJ? You still in Thailand? I think you are. Angeles was never really cheap compared to the rest of the fields. Yeah, I don't think it is, especially when you got all them women running around over there. They said even the women over there is expensive. It's one thing about Thailand that, Darren Cooper told me before I went. He said, Calvin, what's going to shock you? He says, it's actually cheaper in Thailand, for food, accommodations, transportation. than it is in the Philippines. And I didn't know what to think about that, but it's true. It is. Your money actually goes further in Thailand, but your dollar's worth more now over here. But One Life Philippines and Beyond says, I just got here in Angeles City a few weeks ago, finally got settled in at a rental. I can't believe how many young expats are here. Angeles is not that cheap nowadays. Yeah, like TJ said, it never was really compared to the rest of the Philippines, man. You know, there's anywhere up in that Luzon, because there's a guy, he's from Texas. He's got a YouTube channel. He's staying up in somewhere in, I want to say Puerto Galera. My something's going on with my YouTube, with my internet, man. I see it slow. VFW1, it's certainly not the most watched. There's a lot more channels that people watch more. I don't know. I think somebody cut their TV on over there. That's the only time my Wi-Fi starts acting up. I want to make sure, guys. Hold on. I want to make sure because something ain't right. And I don't like this. I see that door open over there. Something's not right. Huh? Okay. Well, okay. I see what happened. Somehow, some way, I got switched over to the Wi-Fi over there. I don't know how. October 31st, Monday declared holiday. Yeah, they get a long weekend. He said, yeah, Cal, finally wake up in time for one of these in Bangkok. Just came back from Koh Samui, headed to Chiang Mai today. Oh, okay. He says the Philippines, a stray seal could bump that underwater cable and the whole damn island loses 10. Yeah. He said, I'm sorry, Mr. C. I was just joking. But yeah, you got good internet over here, though. I got good internet here. What happened was, see, I've got this extension that one of my subscribers, Sam McCall, sent me so that I could have Wi-Fi in the guest house. And it works good. But what happened was, somehow, some way, I got switched over to the extension. Yeah, they got good, man. I got good air in here now. Look at this behind me right here. Liberty Kazanara says, Calvin, you're the best. You just lay in table, whatever's going on over there. I think you're such a sport. Yeah, thanks, man. I don't take it too serious over here. I was talking to a guy today, Geechee Lion, Imperial Brown in Chicago. I just told him, man, the Philippines is the star, guys. These guys that get these these big channels over here in the Philippines, they're going to have to learn. They learn the hard way when they leave the Philippines. Nobody follows them. You're not the star, guys. Look at Rike, man. As big as Rike is, he's struggling to get views now because he's not over here anymore. He's like the Godfather, man. He wrote the blueprint, really, over here. Now he's struggling to get views because he's in California. Nobody care about what he's got to say in California. Now, if he came back over here, his views would shoot back up again. Well, I don't really care. He says you must be doing really good lately because that Rike was trash talking your information like that. I don't believe it. And even if he did, I don't care. It's none of my business what people say about me. It's really not. Like I said, Rike is like, I respect him. He's like the Godfather, really. He kind of wrote the blueprint, man, for a lot of people. And their channels over here. He's going to Cebu in 2 weeks. Yeah, he said, Calvin, it blows me away to listen to the Filipinos speak English. Very respectful. Well, they didn't have a choice. See, when you go back into history, man, it was the law. They had to learn English. The barber said, Cal, if Filipino P asked you to be interviewed on her channel, would you do, and vice versa? I would, because I respect her. She's got a great channel. I would do it more so just to meet her, really, because we're not going to say anything new. It would just be basically me and her introducing ourselves to each other because, like I said earlier about doing these collaborations, if we can bring something new to people other than what I'm already said and what she's saying, then why not? But if we're just going to be up there and it's just going to be talking about the same stuff, but me and her would be interesting because I would ask her some questions that everybody else not going to ask her. See, I would get down to the nitty gritty. I would, she's big enough. She doesn't have live streams and all that stuff. I'd ask her why. Why don't you do live streams? Because the guy who was talking to me today, I was like, hey, because he's a big Filipino P fan. I said, has she ever talked to you on Messenger? No, of course not. But I'm not saying that to put her down. I'm just saying I would talk to her. It would be interesting because I'd ask her some things to kind of get a little bit deeper into her. If she really wanted to talk the nitty gritty, then talk the nitty gritty to Mr. Nitty Gritty. See, do they celebrate Halloween? They do, but not like we do in America. You believe it or not, Halloween, I think is, if I'm not mistaken, it's either second or third behind Christmas and Valentine's Day, as far as the money. TJ Johnson said, yeah, that happens in my place sometime back in New York. Damn thing switches to a whole different router and sends my internet into the Stone Age. Yeah, that's what happened. Because I was wondering, man, when I have it on the regular router over here, I've got good internet. Well, great internet, really. Well, he said, Big Al, Alabama says, one guy claimed he was in the field 30 days and was with 23 P9. That's not hard to believe. There's a guy who's starting a YouTube channel. He came over here to my house. I'm not going to say his name. he was only here for about 3 weeks, and he was with 9 Filipinas until he finally found the one that he could get along with, and they had something in common with. That's why, I did that video. The first relationship you get into over here probably not going to work. I wasn't trying to bust anybody's bubble. It just seems how it is. No, I got great internet, man. I just switched over. It switched over on me, so that's why I pulled it out, so it won't happen again. I've got great internet. I got PODT, man. I'm happy with it. The hell with Elon Musk, man. He's rich enough, man. I ain't giving him no more damn money. He probably owns part of the damn PLDT anyway. Liberty says, I always watch you because your channel is one really good one. Check out Puerto Galera. Yeah, Mindoro. Occidental Mindoro. It's nice here also. God bless you. Yeah, that's where the guy has the channel. But he says it's kind of expensive up there. Yeah, he said you can get 23 of them down in a week. And TJ knows what he's talking about. But, I'm not, because you're going to leave some hurt feelings behind. But if you just one of them guys that, hey, you just over here, you want to hurt some feelings, then, yeah, you probably could do 23 in a week. I wouldn't suggest it, But if you one of them guys, you have no conscience or anything. See, when I came over here, I didn't know any better. But once I knew better, yeah, I was dealing with a lot of women, but not something like 23. And see, my son's mother thought, she said, oh, you're a playboy. I'm not. I just didn't realize all of this was available to me, that I had access to all of this. And it's like a kid in a candy store, really. That's what happened. But then after a while, it'll calm down. Because you will meet one that'll calm you down. You'll be like, oh, well, I might as well just stay with her. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Enrique's not like that. That was a troll and we blocked him. I don't believe it. Enrique's not like that. Yeah, that's for a John, not a Joe. You're right. Yeah, busted down. Yeah, but see, okay, he said get Starlink and charge and sell to your neighbor some internet. Well, hell, the guy already using my electric. There's nobody around that could really afford it. One of my subscribers sent me a peso Wi-Fi. All I got to do is plug it into my router and I can charge people, the same way. It works the same way as if, when you go to a hotel and they give you're on their Wi-Fi and they give you the password. He sent me a bunch of passwords too to give them. He said, TJ Johnson said, when I came over here, I was a piece of shit. I was trying to put up them Steph Curry numbers. But, when you first come over here, you're going to be tempted to do that because, they've got their motives and you're going to have yours. So that's why it's easy, because they're not really easy. They got motives. It's a motive behind her meeting you and wanting to get with you and everything like that. Same is your motive. So that's why, it seems easy. But once you get with a Filipina and y'all together, there ain't nothing easy about it. Are they more traditional? Yeah, which is what I like. I want a traditional Filipino woman. She doesn't have to be educated. She doesn't have to be rich and all that, but she has to be traditional. She has to be different than what I was dealing with over there. A little bit anyway. And they are in that way. Oh, okay. That was one of our senators, Jingoy Estrada. Now, is he kin to the ex-president Estrada? I'm thinking I saw one of the ex-presidents on a flight. I was leaving the Philippines on Korean Airlines going back to America, but he was going from Cebu to Korea. And they gave him a standing ovation when he got off the plane. I don't know if that was a Strata, but it was ex-Philippine president. Yeah, they are strong. And, once they reel you in, they're not these pushovers that you think. They are in the beginning because they got a motive. But once they sense that they got you and you're there, like the guy says, they're going to try to wrestle control over the house. That's just how they are. They run everything over here. You go in the bank, the woman runs the bank. Everywhere you go, they run everything. Miggy 94 said he ain't tipped for the Sunulu Festival. Yeah, you better get you a hotel room now. There's not going to be any available. I would get me a viewing spot. So if you come here, if you already got your hotel, you come here like a week out. I'd stay in that one spot, man. It's too many people, it's millions of people in that one little area. And you're going to make a mistake like me. I was holding hands with my son's mother, and the crowd pulled me one way and pulled other. And I mean, you can't move. It took me all the way to the port where I just got on the ferry and went back home and waited for her. I would get me a spot and just stay there. But get your hotel now. It's like the Mardi Gras on steroids, man. It's just so many people. Hey, thanks, brother. I grew up with a mother like that. I mean, that's the only way to be, really, man. If I'm going to tell my story, Brian. I'm not going to let anybody else tell my story. So I'm not going to hold any secrets, anything like that. Because I'm not unique, really. I'm unique because of who I am. But other than that, my life experiences, there's nothing unique about that. We all live on the same earth, man. We all grow up in this same earthly environment. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. He says, how expensive? It's very expensive. It's very expensive. I would rather buy a car over here because they're going to hit you with those custom fees. Yeah, see, it's all about the women, see, but I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen when you come over here and you do stuff like that. He's probably left his seed behind. He probably left. He probably got one of them young women pregnant. See, and that's what happens when you're sleeping around like that because they all on different cycles. They cycles different. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, but it's a hell of a. I'm not gonna miss the festival. I'm not gonna miss the Sunulu. I missed the mascara, but the Sunulu. But I know what to do now. I'm going to stay like on the outskirts of it and kind of watch everybody going to the festivities. Or you could just go to the stadium. There's a final stadium where they're going to have a contest, like a dance contest. It's like because you're going to see all these fancy costumes, right? And it's going to be like a parade, but then they all go to this stadium where they're judged and all that. You could just go there to the stadium and wait for them as they come in. Or just find you a place along the parade route, man. It's something, man. No, I've got a password I give them. Yeah. But yeah, he was really just an ungrateful American, really what he turned out to be. Now, Ayala would be good, but I'm trying to think the route because It's really where I was down by Fuentes Circle. I was around that area because that's where the stadium is. Yeah, the Ghost of Pennsylvania said, and this is where I am with it. He said you don't even need a car in the Philippines because transportation is very cheap, and you wouldn't want to get stuck in traffic there, especially if you got a manual gear. You're gonna be stuck with your foot on that damn gear shift, or whatever it is. But it does give you freedom to go places. That's why John bought his and different people buy his. I wouldn't drive here. I wouldn't drive here, man. Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, I wouldn't drive here. Aladdin says I have $30,000 saved up. Should I exchange it all into Philippine pesos since it's high right now? I don't know. That would be a good thing to do because eventually it's going to come back down, and then you sell it back. There's people who do that. That's all they do. But I couldn't give you any financial advice. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't know anybody, but I know this. They busted these Americans up in Louisiana, and these guys they were scammers. They were investors. They were getting people from all over the world, mostly like in this area, though, Australia. They got one guy, they actually cheated the wrong guy. He got them busted. They cheated him out of $1.8 million. And he said, he said, I'm not going, he said, I'm going to go to my grave, you know, I won't be satisfied until these guys are busted. And he's the one that brought it down. He was so angry, man, but I don't know any expats who trade for income over here. John had a mutual fund account, but he didn't do any trading. He says, how much cash should I bring? It's my first time. It's okay to ask one more. Now, how long are you going to be here? That's a question really I can't answer because I don't know you. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know how long you're going to be here. I just always throw out there 1,000 for every week you're going to be here. You should be good with that in the Philippines. But I don't know. Are you a baller? Because like if you somebody like TJ, 1,000 ain't gonna be enough for 1 week because he stays at the fancy places. Hell, that beach house was $500 a night, so that 2 nights and your 1,000 be shot. But it's hard to say. If you're just a regular guy, I would just say 1,000 a week, man. You're gonna live good over here. Mike Dorsenville said there's no pros and cons in owning a car in the Philippines. It's not many pros, I tell you that. More cons than pros. Like I said, Darren Cooper spent $2.5 million. Now, what happens when it's time for him to leave or whatever? He's gonna give that. That's a house over here, guys. By the way, a nice house and lot. $2.5 million. See, that's where you everybody's different. We don't think the same. There's really no blueprint for coming to the Philippines other than to mind your own business, stay out of trouble, because people get over here and they're gonna live the way they want to live. That's a lot of money. Oh, okay, 4 days. Okay, you're gonna be for 4 days. Well, I would bring, like I said, 1,000. I would consider that a week. He says for staying in a place a month or longer, take your rent and divide it by 3. What's your normal hotel budget? Divide that by 3 if you're from New York, LA, San Francisco, Miami, Atlanta, by 2 if you're not. Like I said, I would say, if you're just a regular Joe, 1,000 a week, you bring her 2,000 for your 2 weeks vacation. That's gonna be plenty enough. But I'm talking about that's aside from your hotel. Because I'm taking that you got your hotel accommodations. You did that online because you're asking how much cash do I need? Because the mistake a lot of us really make is, okay, we'll get a hotel. We don't really have an itinerary. We'll get a hotel, say we'll book it for a week in Cebu. So you pay whatever it is, just say $100 a night or $700. But while you're in Cebu, then you take out of the 7 days, you gone 3 days because you're in Bantayan Island, you spend another $100 a night. See, we don't have a clear itinerary and we don't stick to it. Monroe Anderson had an itinerary and he stuck to it. And he saw a lot in his 30 days. See? But most of us don't have a clear-cut itinerary. And if we do, we don't stick to it. And we end up spending more money. Stick to it, man. That's why I say go to Boracay, go to Panglao Bahal, go to somewhere where you're going to stay there. And you're going to get your money worth. Otherwise, you're going to end up wasting money. Pension house is just another name for a hotel, really. That's all it is. And a lot of times it's cheaper. But that's all it is. It's just the same as another hotel. Yeah, that's what I said, TJ, about 100. Yeah, that 4 days, man. Now, I've heard of one guy came here for 3 days. Where you going? One guy came here for 3 days, and she put the tune-up on him. He ended up going back, doing the visa and everything. In 3 days, guys. Only thing saved him was her best friend. Told him, hey, she's already engaged to the Japanese guy. And I knew a couple of guys who came here for 1 day because they worked for the airline. One worked for United and one worked for Delta. I don't give a damn. That's just too much. Hey, Cross Child, thanks for that super chase. And big thanks to Calvin, a.k.a. Sunshine Shoulders, for the content and info. Hope to speak soon. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. A British expat in the Philippines says, hey, great to catch you on live today. Great content in your videos. Thanks, man. I watch your channels too, believe it or not. Somebody told me you trolled me, so I went over there, but you didn't troll me. Okay, he said I exchanged $200 and used that, and it lasts for about 2 weeks. Wow, what the hell are you doing? Or not doing? Wow, $200? That ain't gonna last 2 weeks. No, he's from Canada, and he came to the meet and greet. But no, he doesn't own that. Doug owns Small Fries Beach Resort in Calatrava. Where we stayed, where they had the zip line, that's up in Don Salvador Mountain. Yeah, the beach house was off the chain, TJ, and he stocked the sucker. I don't know how much money he spent because he had the best steaks. He had the best of everything in there. All we had to do was just show up. Yeah, it was really nice. He said I can survive on $500 a month. Yeah, it just depends on who you are. If you got $500, but you've already got your place to stay, I can see that. Well, they got some nice gyms in Manila and Cebu. Now, here in San Carlos City, the Viper Gym it's a great gym. It's an older gym, but he's building a brand new one right across the street. It should be open, I think, the first of the year. So that will probably be one of the best I've seen. But they've got some nice ones, just like, okay, a lot of these, let me go back and say this. A lot of these condos have nice gyms inside. The condo we were in, the Solanea in Cebu has a big gym. It's really nice. But as far as you're talking about a private gym, the Viper gym's a good one because, hell, it only cost me $1 for my personal trainer. It used to be free. DDD Trump says, hey, I booked 1 week in Lapu-Lapu, 1 week in Cebu, and maybe Bantayan 2 nights. Normal Joe 1,000 cash. Philippines will add an extra 1,000 though. Yeah, it's good. You gotta have the woman with you, so you got to pay her way. But that Lapu-Lapu Beach Resort, that sounds good for 1 week because you're gonna stay there on the resort. That's what I did. I spent 10 days in Tamboli Beach Resort. Now it's like a condo community there. It's real nice. 1 week in Cebu and maybe Bantayan 2 nights. Yeah. I would say, if you're going to stay 1 week in Cebu, I would say 4 days in the city and then 3 nights in Bantayan. You're going to need more than 2 nights in Bantayan. It's nice. You're not going to want to come right back from that place. He said, TJ said 4 days going to hurt your feelings, bro. Yeah, it's not enough time to even adjust your rating scale. You're going to be mistaking strong 5s for 8s with the hearts floating behind you like Looney Tunes. It's really not enough. 2 weeks is not enough for me. But a guy from Austria, he told me, he said, man, don't ever come over here for less than 6 weeks. This is what he told me. Of course, at that time, I couldn't afford it. He said, you're going to fall in love with this place. You're going to come back over and over and over. And I thought to myself, this guy's drinking because he had his beer in the ocean. We're out there swimming. But he was right. Yeah, I don't drink or smoke either, but man, that's stretching it, man. 200 for 2 weeks. But I'm not saying it's not impossible. Yeah, it's just something that it's just hard to pinpoint. I did a video. It's the only question I really can't answer. Prince Sarah says, Cal, cost of living increase are coming in January to retirees on Social Security. Will you ask your subscribers to send them to you for real estate investing? Oh, come on, man. You're one of those get rid of this guy. He's a troll. See, what happened was, this is how these trolls react. They listen to, they can't think for themselves. Remember when they were giving out the stimulus checks? Okay. I put a post on my Facebook page, which I always do. This is how I post stuff. I was like, yeah, anybody want to, I need 9 people to put our stimulus checks together to invest in the hood. I was really talking to my daughters, okay, because when everybody got the stimulus money, all they did was buy Jordans and different things like that. They didn't invest it in anything. I'm not even an investor, Prince Cyrus. It was just a Facebook post that you clowns took and ran with it because you don't have no content on your own. It's a shame that grown men don't have better things to do with their time. I got too much precious time to deal with y'all. But no, I'm not a scammer. You got to realize, Prince, I'm going on 10 million views. Y'all don't give me credit for that. YouTube does reward me for that, by the way. I don't need to take anything from anybody. I didn't steal before I came to the Philippines. I certainly don't steal now. Hey, Quan Smith, he said, great channel, Calvin. I just retired early as a U.S. federal employee. Wow. Also retired Marine. Wow, you got a double. You double dipping, man. My girl and I will be in Dumaguete mid-month. November, we love to meet you. Yeah, I'll be here, man. Let me know. And I'd be honored to meet you down there, man. I love Dumaguete. Give me a chance to get out. How much do we spend on groceries? I'm going to say, I'm on the high end, I'm going to say, we don't, but 500. I've never really tracked it every single day. I need to do that. I'm going to say 500, but I know it's not that much. I don't want to say 300 because it's probably more than that. So I'll go in the middle. I'll say 400. And I don't think it's that, because what we usually do, we buy our fish and chicken fresh. And then we go to, like today, I've got it, since we just got back yesterday, I'm going to the store today. So we'll buy like laundry detergent, dishwashing liquid. We usually do that like once every 2 weeks because they don't use a whole lot of that. And we'll buy like crackers and bread and, stuff like that. And I probably will spend about 5,000 pesos today and load this whole place up. So that would be, just say, what, $90 or something, with the dollar being what it is now. So if you do that 4 weeks, 360, somewhere around there, I would say. Yeah, but he was a troll. They think that, I just don't get it. You can't scam people if it never materialized. Yeah, he's a childish troll. These guys, I mean, really, man. I mean, they're grown men. It's like, I don't get it, man. Justin Carmack says, not 500, LOL 100. What are you talking about? Yeah, I eat rice. He said, she said, we have trolls now. Ignore them. No, I don't have trolls. See, guys like him don't bother me. I've got stalkers, Jessa. And, they make 10 and 12-minute videos about me. They are actually send fake charges to the NBI on me, allegations of human trafficking and, exploiting Filipino women. So, no, I don't have trolls. I can handle trolls because I can get rid of them. But these stalkers is what I don't have. See, they're watching me now. They're my biggest fans. They watch every video I make, every live stream I make. They got their pencil and pad there. They're trying to come up with something. Hey, Cedric, he said, Calvin, it seems like Dumaguete is a mini Western Hemisphere in the middle of the Philippines. Is there true camaraderie amongst expats there, no matter what ethnicity? Well, see, really, Dumaguete is a small place for real. It's not really a Western Hemisphere, to tell you the truth. The only time I really see a lot of foreigners is if I walk past that Why Not bar on the boulevard, or you go inside of the Robinson Mall. Other than that, I don't see any more expats in Dumaguete than I see anywhere else. And, the camaraderie, like I said before earlier, Cedric, Australians, Europeans, and the Asians, they get along well. It's the Americans. We the ones that don't get along. We don't get along very well over here in the Philippines because we don't get along well at home. Izzy and Chris says, I wonder if the Philippines would do well with longer daylight hours, like a daylight savings time. Agriculture is critical for them. It seems like once it's dark by 5:30, the whole country shuts down. Yeah. But remember, we're in the Philippines. Nothing makes sense over here, Izzy and Chris. It never will, and it's not supposed to because you're in the Philippines. And one thing I know for sure, that you can't change the Philippines, but the Philippines will change you. But you're right about that. With agriculture, with the whole, with everything being so critical, shopping and the economy, it would help the economy. But no, they're not going to do it. No, I've never been to Ground Zero meetup. That wasn't me, Justin. I'm sorry. It wasn't me. I've never been there. I've never been to the Ground Zero in Dumaguete. American Express, hey, good to see you do a live stream. Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. I do one every three times a week. I didn't do one last week because I was out of town and I didn't have good enough Wi-Fi. W Secret Success has been a minute since you have received a reveal about buying box package. Yeah, but I've got a couple coming. A couple of my subscribers have sent them to me. They just haven't arrived yet. It takes a long time to get those things, man. And with the weather being the way it was in America and stuff, a British expert in the Philippines says when you have a successful channel, it often attracts a lot of admirers and yes, trolls that at the start seem okay, then they start talking rubbish. Yeah, easy way, just block them. Yeah. It's different though when they make videos, you know, and all they have no credibility, they have no authority, but they build their reputation off lies, you know, and see, I won't respond to them because that's what they want. They want that attention. And I would suggest to you not to even click on the stuff. There's nothing new. They talk about the same stuff with everybody. We're e-beggars and, oh, we're not supposed to be working over here. They don't realize that working is a broad term. I don't work for a Filipino company. I don't work over here. None of my money at all, not one peso, comes from the Philippines or the Filipino people. See? But they can take that and, you know, and spend it any kind of way they want to. No, it wasn't me. Yeah, you're right. Filipino family are the best whistleblowers. That's why you should go around them if you really want to know something about your woman or your potential woman, because that's one thing the guy said I didn't agree with that long list. He said, expensive background check. You don't need to do that. Go around the family. Let them know you a few times. They're going to tell you everything you need to know. They'll dry snitch on her. And that's fact. Mithringil says, hey, Justin Carmack, I love your vlogs. Keep up the great work. No, that wasn't me. Now, I know Living Abroad was there, Alex, but hell, we don't look nothing alike. Yeah, that's right. That's right. When you ignore them, that's what they want. But they just, you know, they're running out of people. I saw somebody sent me a link where they're even going after the black Filipino. I'm like, wow, this guy's been over here for at least, I want to say, I mean, he's been over here for a long time, you know. Now they're coming after him. I'm like, come on, guys, really? But y'all keep clicking on the stuff. That's what gives them credibility. I mean, I couldn't follow that stuff. He said he was Sunshine Shoulders. Wow. I don't know. Like I said, I know Living Abroad. I know he was over there interviewing a lot of people. No, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about that guy Gerard. That wasn't me. His name was Gerard. I saw that video where he was there interviewing y'all. We look nothing alike. I don't know. You have to ask him. You have to ask him. He said, Calvin, you keep your finances in Philippine banks or Westman? Both. And I don't have a retirement. I get residual income from my insurance business, my book of business back in America. It goes to my American account, as does my YouTube. Any income I earn from YouTube goes to my American bank account. And then as I need it, once a month, I transfer money over to pay for everything. Yeah. And they don't understand that. See, one thing haters are good at is ignoring the good that you do. They never talk about anything that they do to me when they throw those accusations out there. All I do when I go to the people, NBI or whatever it is, I said, well, go to my Facebook, my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page. It will tell you everything you need to know about me. And then that just shuts the door on everything. See, they ignore the good that you do. He says, Calvin reminds you to buy a stranger a cup of coffee, but he'll never in his vlog buy me a coffee. Yeah, they got too much time on their hands. And it's really a shame, you know. I never answer them back. I never give them a reply. I just let them keep it up. They want to do that. We treat each other like we're going to live to be 1,000 years old. We're not, man. You're going to die. Every day, man, should be, what did William Shakespeare say? What little we know about death, life should be a paradise. It should be. I watched a documentary on a family running a funeral home last night, man. You know, it's just eye-opening, guys. You know, we act like we're going to be here forever, man. You're not going to be here forever. You're going to die. So I'm not going to waste my precious time arguing, fighting, and doing all that stuff. That's why I came to the Philippines. I was doing too much of that at home. Whatever time I got left, I wanted to be on my terms in peace, doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. He said, what money transfer service do you use? I only use one. I use, whenever I have to use it, I use Zoom because I got PayPal. And that's the only one I use. And it, you know, they're all going to get you. But the transfer that I use a bank transfer. My Fifth Third account transfers over here to my account in the Philippines. And even they charge me something. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you what they charge me. I can figure it out. Let me see. Okay. It's right. Okay, I sent this. And let's see. Wait. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'll show you exactly what they charge me. It's funny too. Because they get you one way or the other. See, they charged, okay, they gave me 57.57 per peso. But it's 58.83. So they got me. They charged me about $30. Definitely interview Justin. You won't be sorry. That's Justin. I'm trying to think. Which one is Justin? What's he look like? He's not the big guy, is he? Because, yeah, that was that guy Gerard that was interviewing those guys, not me. What happened? Said you guys said, Calvin, you had another thing in common. We both use Fifth Third. You really are a newfound big brother. Where you live, Cedric? Oh, okay. He says, yeah, I'm the big guy, critter hunter. Oh, okay. I've seen a lot of people interviewed you. Yeah, that was Gerard, man. That wasn't me. I've never been in that place before. I walked past it on the way, just recently, I walked past it on the way to get my massage right around the corner on Santa Catalina Street. And I said, oh, so this is that place. Yeah, Gerard, that's him. I think it's called Gerard Black in the Philippines or something like that. He's like in the music. He was in the music entertainment business or something before. But no, it wasn't me. Yeah, he said, Calvin, I only exchange my dollars at the malls in the Philippines. I never use them street money exchanges. The malls almost always give you a great rate. Now here, because we don't have a big mall, I go to Save More, and they give me the best that I've ever seen outside the bank. They only take 0.4 pesos. So if it's 58.83, when I go to Save More today after this live stream is over with, I guarantee you it's going to be 58.4 that they'll give you, which is great. Now, what they really get you is when they sell it back to you. When you sell it back to them for dollars, they're going to get you. So it's better to do it at the mall or Save More before you don't wait till you get to the airport to do that, because they're going to bust your head. Yeah. But see, that's how they make money. He says, why does Remitly charge a transfer fee but has a lower exchange rate? Yeah, see, they get you on the front end, Izzy and Chris, and on the back end. They charge you that $3.99 or whatever it is, $4.99 up front, but then they get you on the back end when they give you the exchange rate. That's how they make their money, man. And they make a lot of it. But I figured it out. It's all about the same, really. You're only going to get the true exchange rate if you use your credit card. Even when you think you're getting it from the bank, when you use the ATM card, you're not. They don't give you the 58.83. It's a little bit smaller. And then by the time you take off the fees and all of that, you're not getting the true exchange rate. The only way I can get it is when I pay my credit card from my Fifth Third account. Okay. I'll pay it all the way up. It's a $1,000 limit I've got on it. And then I'll go to the store like I'm going today. I will get, Capital One doesn't charge me any international fee. They don't charge me anything. So when I go to the store today, I'm getting 58.83 or whatever it is when I go to the store. That's the only way I found out to get the exact exchange rate. Yeah, that's him, Gerard. Yeah, he's the one. Because he's got a bald head, but he wears glasses, dark glasses and stuff. Well, you can do it in the States if your bank is going to give it to you. Yeah, he said, I'm hungry. Chef, feed us some game. If you're going to invest in anything over, especially a house or buying some land or something, don't send the money over here in advance. Wait till you get here. That's a fact. Too many of us end up on the wrong side of the stick doing that. Then we get over here. She done screwed the money up, mismanaged it, got cheated, paid too much, and everything else that you can imagine. You be boots on the ground over here. You oversee everything. Because there's a guy this guy is a great guy. Him and some friends of his, they're thinking about, well, they're putting their money together now. They're going to build Gail a small house, right? You know, Gail that I interviewed. And I thought, man, these guys are great. He wanted to send me the money. I said, no. You come over here and do that, man. You're never going to put that much pressure on me. I can't be responsible for that. I said, it's a noble thing that you're doing for Gail. I wouldn't even send the money to Gail because she's not used to handling that kind of money, even though Gail's smart. She got a college degree. She's trustworthy, but she doesn't know how to. I forget how much she said they were. $8,000, I think, $8,000, which would be like 480,000 pesos to get her. Because I think Gail's already got like a small little piece of lot, so that would be a nice little house for her. But I said, no, you wait till you get over. Y'all need to be over here to do something like that, man. You know, you're asking for trouble. That's a fact. Also, he's got a Hall of Fame now. Now, how did that start? I appreciate you, Jared. So you got a Hall of Fame now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I wanted to do that. See, I'm a fan of these rain and wave videos, man. I'm a big fan of them because they put me to sleep. It's just I haven't been able. I had the perfect chance to do it on my tour, but we wasn't there long enough. I'd like to do at least an hour. I'm going to empty my phone of everything, and I'm just going to go down. But that was the perfect day to do that. There was no wind blowing. The waves were whipping up, man. I only got about 7.5 minutes of it. But I'm a big fan of that. And I see those videos, man, they get 10, 15, 20 million views. Yeah, I appreciate Gerard, man. We're in a chat group now. I'm supposed to hook up with him the next time I go to Dumageddon. But yeah, I'm going to, I'm a big fan of that. That's how I go to sleep sometimes, man. Oh, okay. Mike Dorsonville says Remitly takes 80 centavos off of every dollar you transfer to the Philippines. Hell, they probably take more than that. I'm sure they take more than that. Hell, because 100 centavos is what, 1 peso? They take a little bit more than that. I know Zoom right now is taking almost 2 pesos per dollar that you send. Plus, they charge you on the front end. And see, that's what I was talking about. See, guys, y'all misinterpreted my video about the advantages of taking your Filipino wife and girlfriend to back home. I didn't say do it. I said there's some advantages to it. One of them is you don't have to worry about that exchange rate and all that remittance fees and all of that stuff. You get $1 for $1. You just have to worry about that inflation over there. But there are some advantages to taking her back, you know, because most of us, guys, you're not 65. You're not retired. You don't have a residual income. You can't live here. If you're going to have a relationship, you need to either be here or she needs to be there. You need to flush them long distance relationships down the toilet, man. They're not worth a quarter. They don't work. It's torture. And I wouldn't do it, man. It's going to end up going wrong, man. Yeah, I could do that if I could do it smoothly where it looks like, because all it's doing is just sitting there. So maybe I could do that. And I may do that. I may take that down and do that, Michael Beat Your Life. But yeah, those long distance relationships, guys, they're not good because I'm gonna tell you something right now. I've told you over and over. Okay, before I get off here, I got about 11 minutes. These women got boyfriends over here. You want some game? That's the game. Okay, they're not from outer space. All right, they want attention. They want intimacy and everything, just like any other woman. Especially once they've had it, they're not gonna go without it. Okay, so these long distance relationships you dealing with, man, you financing a relationship over here, more than likely, and it's the most innocent people you would never suspect that are doing that over here. I mean, it was some women at my meet and greet, man. I was shocked to find out this woman, not only does she have a Japanese expat, well, he's not an expat. He's in Japanese, a foreign boyfriend. She got a Filipino boyfriend. She's got the father of her kids. And now she's got an American sending her money, but he's in the Philippines now. So she's saying, they're saying, yeah, you have to see him. Now, that's 3 dicks she's taking. Now, the American, he's going to want to do something. He wants a return for his investment, So now it's going to be 4 men that she's screwing in a rotation. And I was looking at her, man, this woman looks like a businesswoman. She looks like a church woman. You could have never convinced me that she was doing this. Yeah, guys, be careful, man. I'm telling you now, these long distance relationships ain't worth a quarter, man. Yeah, thank you, man, for bearing witness. And then it's just, why would you want to torture yourself? Because that's what you're doing. Especially after you've already been with them and you got feelings for her. Now you 8,000 miles from home. What happens when your body starts yearning at night for the woman? What are you going to do now? See, that's why I can't do the long distance relationship. I can't chat with a woman over 2 weeks. I'm not built like that, man. I'm sorry, I'm not. Yeah, that's a milkshake. And I couldn't believe it. I looked at her, I was like, oh, yeah. But y'all the ones, y'all financing these relationships over here. And, see, Merlin's brother, his girlfriend does that. And now he's having an anxiety attack right now. And I think I know why. I think because one of those men is coming over here now. So now he's panicking, he's crying, he's having an anxiety attack because he knows his woman's going to be with another man for 2 weeks or whatever it is. But as long as y'all sending money over here, he's happy with that because he don't have to work. But now it's time to pay the piper or pay the pipe, whatever you want to look at it. Now he wants to go into a damn panic attack. Yeah, your woman's getting ready to get tossed for 2 weeks. But, it's just games that they play over here, man. And, but I'm boots on the ground. I tell y'all that stuff. But y'all don't want to listen to me, man. Yeah, he got a damn anxiety attack. I said, I would be an anxiety attack too if I knew somebody was going to be beating my woman for 2 weeks. Yeah, pay the pipe is what she's going to be paying. Because this happened before, he had to move out of the house. Because believe it or not, man, it was a foreigner that came over here that fixed that house up there. He fixed it up for her and him, her and the foreigner, while the foreigner was going to be here. So he's been through it before. So, man, I couldn't deal with that, guys. There's no way I could do it. I couldn't sleep at night, because we turn him out. He knows that when he gets his girlfriend back, she's going to be all out of shape, stressed out of shape, booty out of shape, throat out of shape. Basically he gonna be with a different woman when he gets that woman back from the foreigner. No, I'm just telling you the truth, man. He gotta. It's time to pay up, man. When we Americans, we sending money over here. When we get over here, we expect something. We expect a return on our investment. Yeah, he said. What do you think? Yeah, like I say, he's gonna get a new woman. It's gonna be like being with another woman by the time she gets back. He said he gonna be turned into a plastic bag. Yo. Yeah, it's time to pay the pipe, man, and the piper. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, and you were one of the recipients, man. Man, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's funny, man, but y'all know it's true, man. But I try to tell you guys, y'all won't listen. But y'all grown men, man. Y'all do what y'all want to do with your money, your time, and all that. I just try to give you the nitty gritty and hope it helps, like the guy said, one person. But don't do that long distance thing, man. The only thing that you can do about a long distance relationship is make it short. Make it short as possible. Because you're going to lose out on the end. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for the super chats, super stickers, thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Like I said, I want to apologize. Last week, I was out of the city, wasn't able to do a live stream, so I stayed a little bit over this time. But I hope OG Fred is doing okay, because he was supposed to have been on here today. He was in the Philippines last week, and he was with Dana and a couple of guys on here.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground.
Well, she ain't got no more fallopian tubes. She can't have no more babies.
Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty.
Well, I would be over
Boots on
here.
the ground.
I'm going to read this.
Real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Yeah, he says, House of Lamar says, Sunshine shows, what if you both are waiting for paperwork process? Does that count as long distance? Yeah, it counts as long distance because you're not together. See, you got to do the paperwork. The paperwork has to be mailed from America. Okay? So then, once I do that paperwork, I'm coming over here. We're going to wait it out together. You're going to go to I'm going to make sure that, if you can. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you, man, it causes trouble, man. Anything can happen in that 6 to 9 months while that paperwork is going through. Your feelings might change. You may find out something about her that you didn't know before. And now it's too late. You've already done that paperwork. Once it's approved, there ain't no turning it back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you have to look at, guys. So, just be careful with these long distance relationships. And that's a long way over there. Either come over here and be with her or you bring her back home. And if you bring her back home, if I had to do it all over again, I would have waited over here with her. Because you're going to lose something, man, in that 6 to 9 months. That's a long time, guys. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see y'all next time.